I hope that you are doing so well on this amazing October day. I thought it would be a good opportunity. Actually, hang on. I got to plug this in. I thought it would be a great opportunity for us to chat after all of the craziness that has happened this past summer. So please let me know where you are and what you're drinking. So for me, I am here. It's a beautiful, let me see if I can turn that. Beautiful, sunny October day on Vancouver Island. Just make sure I have the right microphone. I was actually just filming a video for you guys. So I was kind of like rushing around here. But I'm on Vancouver Island. It's beautiful. It's sunny. I have a little bit of chamomile tea left over. And I'm telling you, I love black tea more than anything. But the bladder and the body can only handle so much. So I'm just having regular chamomile tea right now. So anyway, let's chat. We have a lot to catch up on. So for me, I have had a crazy summer, and you may have seen my recent video that I did last week, and I wanted to do a live stream also last week, but I thought it'd be better to do a video first, and then we could do a live stream so we could chat and catch up on all of the things. So again, if you're here, tell me where you are, what you're drinking, all of the things. So this past summer, on this channel, some interesting things were happening. And I wanted to start talking more to women who not only were just like raising kids at home or retired working at home, but I also wanted to start talking to women who had businesses at home, because that is a real juggle to run a business from home and to also, or run a business in general, but then to also take care of your home. And even if you're, have a job that's quite involved, because running business is actually very, it's more than like a full-time job, because there's just so much and it's just always on your mind. When I was a nurse, even like in the emergency department, I would come home and I was done. Like I handed off my clients at the end of the day, my patients. But when you're a nurse, or when you're working for, I mean, of course I would be thinking about things and I would always be like, oh, I should have done this or that or whatever. But you'd be like, oh no, did I forget this? Like it was like so bad. But I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. As much as I loved it, and I did. I loved the patients. But um when you're your own boss, there's just so much. And then when you have kids and the house and all of the things, it's all of the juggling. So let me say hi to some people in the chat. Jane from the south of the UK. Welcome, Jane. Meg ask if of Sunday snow persists in Saskatchewan. We're above zero now and just water in your mug. And then Wendy drinking coffee in California. We had our first frost today. So on Vancouver Island, and I was cold, like it was like zero. So I thought, oh my gosh. So here we are. And I said to my son, as I was taking him to school, I'm like, a month ago, it was like hot. What the heck? But anyway, as I was saying, just a quick explanation, because I thought this was a good chance for us to come together to talk about the future of the channel, where we're going to have sort of, for you to have some say in some of the content that I'll be making, which will not be business related, just to say as a spoiler alert. But I did just want to say that the transition of the channel was insidious, in that I just wanted to start also talking to women who were working, or like having their own businesses at home. And then I was like, it's hard to make videos. I couldn't think of how to frame those videos. So then I started thinking, well, I could start talking about YouTube. And then the next thing I know, I'm only talking about YouTube. And then I am putting all of my old videos on one of my other channels, or my other channel at the time. So it came about in a weird way, not very good. So I apologize, but we're back here talking about decluttering and minimalism, because truly I missed I missed you guys. I missed the audience. I missed the people who show up to the lives, and the people who were commenting. And there were lovely people who still were showing up and commenting on the business videos, which, you didn't have to do, but it was so sweet of you. And I had so many people who were commenting on the update video I did last week, where they were like, I tried to watch, but I couldn't. And it's like, that is so sweet of you. I never expected people to. And that's why I just decided I would create a separate channel for that. And we'll come back to talking about minimalism and decluttering. And part of that was because it was I think it's like if you look at summer, like please tell me what you do in your summer and how you kind of like managed everything in your summer. But for me, part of my summer was it's getting um it's needing that little bit of rest, and I don't know if it goes back to the days of being a kid and having, like, summers off or what. I don't honestly, I don't even know what it's like to be a normal working person because I used to be a police dispatcher, like, I'd answer 911 for 7 years, then I had kids at home, then I went to nursing school, so I had those summers off, but then I was an emergency, and wound care nurse and urgent care, so I was always like, I've almost never had a regular job, so I don't even know what normal people do in the summer. So for me, I think it's just Simon, our amazing channel manager. She said to me, like, I think you just need to take summers off without me even saying, oh, like I was tired in the summer. She was like, no, you need to. And that's partially why, because I was just like, I can't do it all. And I was like, oh, just talk about YouTube. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I think sometimes when you're just so exhausted, your brain just doesn't work. So again, I apologize. I know a lot of people are saying you don't need to, but other people are like, well, so I am so sorry. So let's talk a little bit about fall. I love fall. And you guys, literally a month ago, if you said to me, Christmas is a couple months away, I would have been like, no, I don't want to hear it. But now I'm like, I am excited. But it's such a sick cycle that I go through. Let me know if you're one of these people where literally in August, like mid-August, I'll be like, "Ooh, I'm excited that fall is coming." Actually, who am I lying? It's like the beginning of August. I pretend it's like early autumn, but and I can't help it. And you're gonna hear why this is such a cycle in a minute. Please tell me how you are with this in the chat. But I start calling it early fall and I start mentally just starting thinking pumpkins and start just like nesting. I can't help it. I really can't help it. And then I enjoy fall. Like right now it's October and it's like the best. I love it. And then November, I'm just like, yes, like enjoying a little bit more fall. And then like pre-Christmas, enjoying all of the coziness and enjoying the food and just like the cozy drinks and enjoying the weather and wanting the cold. Like I keep fantasizing about going to the prairies and oh my gosh, like when Meg talks about a skiff of snow, I'm like, "Oh, I wish." Like anyway, literally like right around the solstice, it's so dark because it gets dark here. Again, like I live on the side of the mountain. It's very rainy, so it's like um it's it's like it's very depressing in a lot of ways. There was this series, I can't remember what it was called. I want to call it like homicide or something or murder, I don't know. But it was like it took place in Seattle and I think it was like it's about at least 10 years old, this series, but it was so depressing because it was always nighttime and it was always raining. And that is actually what it's like here. So it's like once Christmas is done, that's it. Like I am just like, and I'm like, I want it to be spring and summer. And then and then it finally will be. And then I'm like, okay, well, I want it to be fall. So that's why I am a very sick individual. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. So on this channel now, I would love to know sort of like what types of things you want to see. Now, for me, I will say that like I can definitely and I will still be making decluttering content because I was opening one of my drawers in my house today and I was like, oh, it's so messy. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to find the time to do that. And I was like, wait a minute. Anytime I make a video about it, it makes it so much easier to get stuff done. So I was like, well, I can make a video about cleaning that drawer and this and that. But a lot of it also is I want to start talking more about simple living. Um, and I'm not saying, like just like not that this would be simpler, but like raising your own chickens and your own pigs or whatever. Although, sometimes that seems like appealing, but it's certainly not simpler. But just sort of simple living in that it's not the go, go, go and the rushing and all of the things. I just filmed a video about how we rest so poorly with our screens and all of the things. And I can't wait to put that out. And that'll be out in a couple days. But Another thing is just about, like, we will be talking decluttering and simplifying, like, for sure, because I am very passionate about those things. I'm very passionate that we need less stuff. And a lot of that less is also with commitments, and it's with, well, I would say like social engagements, but I think in a lot of our situations, not all, but a lot of us, we need more social engagements, but maybe the right kind. So I have some friends who had like been deep into the dance mom world, which was like all encompassing and seemed terrible to me, but and it was exhausting for them. Now that, there's a lot of socializing there, but is it the right kind, right? And again, I'm not judging for anybody, but for me, that would not work. um, and and like Kim right here. Hi, Kim. Kim says, my therapist says I am a human doing and not a human being. Exactly. So it's more about like taking that time to rest. And I have like a couple of groups of friends in town here where when I see it, like I went for a walk with my friend around the lake the other day. It's a beautiful 6 kilometer walk. It was like a pretty nice day. And it was just like, the whole time was thinking, this is filling my cup. I just feel so good. And part of it was maybe the exercise and maybe the weather again, like loving October. But a part of it was just like that connecting with another person, a person who is outside of my house, who, I mean, I love the people in my house, but just like to hear something else going on in somebody's life, it just feels so, so good. Hi, Luz. It's so good to see you. Um, and so that is a part of it, is like simple living is we are getting rid of anything in our home that does not serve us. We are making it easy to keep tidy. We are making it easy to clean, but we're also on the other side caring for our body and our mind and our spirit, because these things are so important. And I just posted something on my Instagram today, which is mostly like a business Instagram now. So you might be like, that's boring. But so no pressure. Like that's sort of like what I've done is like this YouTube is for like the decluttering, minimizing, and then Instagram is for me to like help people with their own social media and stuff. But I shared something and it was about just how, oh my gosh, where is it here? I forget what I was oh yes, it was a heart surgeon asking to rank health trends. And he was like saying like these top health trends. So sauna, heat therapy, 10 out of 10. I don't have a sauna, right? But what could I do? I do have a red light. You could do a hot tub or I don't have a hot tub, but like a hot bath or whatever. Cold plunging, he's like, he thinks it's pretty good. He was just saying like not having alcohol is good. Strength training is good. And again, like I'm not telling you to do or not do any of this stuff, but I'm just saying like it I my goal is to live as long as I can, as healthily as I can. And a big reason for that is because, well, number one, my grandpa has Alzheimer's, which is a terrible thing. And it's really hard to see, such an amazing man, struggle so much. And it was funny because it was Thanksgiving here yesterday. And then on Sunday we were at a dinner and somebody asked him a story. And he remembers this story that was like a 45, 50-year-old story. He remembers it, no problem. And him explaining it was hard to follow. But so it's like watching that and you think like, I don't want to be like that. And as a nurse, there was so much that traumatized me about how a lot of people like what their circumstances were, and it was really, really sad. So my goal is to be as strong and healthy as I can as long as possible. And a big part of that, a lot of people don't realize, is like your environment, your home. And then because your home, if it's like super messy and super oppressive, it's hard for you to want to like get up and cook that healthy meal. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying it's hard sometimes. It's hard to want to go and do exercise. It steals that energy. And so I think that that's a big part of what is going to be on this channel going forward. Again, like a big part of it is our home. But another part is I am like obsessed with rest as and not like rest and like laying and watching screens all the time, but Sabbath style rest. And I'm not going to get religious on you here, um, even though I am, but it it's so important to have a day off where you don't necessarily unplug, although that's what the Jews do is they like unplug. Like they don't even use electricity, a lot of them. But it's just a way to fully rest, and I can't even describe it not using those that tone as I say it because it's just so soul filling, and I just am obsessed with, encouraging people to get rest. So, those are the things we'll be talking about. So, yes, we're still talking decluttering. We're still talking cleaning. We're still talking about routines to keep on top of things, but we're also talking about simple living, body, mind, and spirit caring, and rest and rhythm. So Patricia says, my mother in law passed away during spring. The house is now up for sale. Part of the contents of the house is now here in my house. Yes. Husband is trying hard. I'm knee deep in anxiety. How to be more zen. So, hi, Elisa. So everybody, like, please go ahead and put in any questions you want. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, I'm so glad you found this on the right day. That's the best when you show up when you need to hear the certain message. And I am going to be making a video about Sabbath. And again, like whether or not you're, a Christian or whatever, you can certainly use rest, right? So Patricia, one of the things I would say when you say like how to be more zen is having a plan always makes me feel better. And I am also doing a video on this. Actually, I'm going to link this below because these lovely people sent me this book and they they were like, just make sure you mention it. So I need to mention it. But I've got this planner and I have my plum planner too that I love. I just added these little crosses here, which drive my cats crazy. I have to hide it. But I plan, like if I am overwhelmed by something, the best thing for me to feel better is just to write down a bit of a plan. I'm gonna have a sip. And so part of that plan would be so you're knee deep in stuff, and I totally understand. And it's stressful because like people don't want to, just like get rid of everything, but then they don't want to keep everything, but then they feel guilty about everything. Um, So one of the things you can do is just to make a plan to work on it. And no, you don't have to do it every day if you don't want to. You can. For me, I would probably say I'm going to set my timer for, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, and I am going to just go ahead and start going. Just start anywhere. And if you guys need to go through it together, that's fine. You could also go through things and just say, like, I'm going to go through things, but I'm going to have him sort of approve everything at the end of the day. Like maybe that helps take the pressure off your husband. But you could say, um, go through a bunch of stuff, put it in bags and be like, okay, so we're going to take this to the donation center at the end of the week. Go ahead and have a look at the end of every day, make sure he's okay. And then if he's like, oh, I want to hang on to this, be just like gently say like, okay, can you tell me why you want to hang on to that? Maybe he might say like, this was like so important to me. And then of course you're like, oh my gosh, yes. But maybe he'd be like, well, just feels hard to let go of some of the stuff. And you can say, totally, I absolutely understand that. It makes so much sense that that's hard for you to let go. And where are we going to draw the line? Like what is the stuff we're keeping and what is the stuff we're not keeping? So um and yeah, Elisa says also take time to grieve. And I totally get that. Yes, and also very sorry about your loss, but taking that time to grieve, but also knowing that stuff is probably going to make you feel worse. So just to continue to um, chip away at it, you will get so much done. Like I have said many times, like 1 hour a day is 365 hours, right? even 15 minutes a day is 90 hours. So think of, would it take you 90 hours to even go through all of that? Probably not in a year, right? So say just how much could you get done in a couple of months? So this planner is called Paper Republic, and it's like this gorgeous like leather. And then you get these like inserts and these like little elastics to hold the books in there. So I have one for like my planner, and I have one for sort of like brainstorming for business and for minimalist home. I have one section here for like my journaling and Bible stuff. So it's called Paper Republic. And then I also have one called the Plum Planner, which I also really enjoy. But I was like really struggling. I don't like change. I don't like change, you guys. But I love this planner so much now. I just love it. I love it. And I love that it's leather, and I love it. So yeah. But oh, sorry, I went on a tangent there. But Patricia, I hope that helps. Yeah, it's very hard to go through things, and it is, but it's also so important to do it, chip away, calming to have a plan. Yeah, and that's just it. Like, so for me, literally just writing out, like if I were to put 15 minutes and put a little box, because I love putting a little box, put a little box and then check it at the end of the day, that feels good. And I don't always get everything checked off at the end of the day. Quite often I end up, putting an arrow, moving it to the next day, and that is totally fine. Like that's why again, it's about simple living. It's about the gentleness. It's about, for me, I keep saying how much I love October. For the past, pretty much ever since I've had my business, and even like before that, like I literally just compounded busyness upon busyness. I never let myself have a season of like just sort of rest, like even just to sort of like parent. I was always either doing school or like upgrading in nursing or whatever. Like it was just insane, or like doing business. So this particular October, I am taking it so easy. Again, on this channel, I'll mention I am uploading older videos. In the description of the video, I have put in the comments, but I think in the description, I'll just put down like the circa of like when it came out. Elisa had asked that. So if I mention in a video that I am a nurse, I'm not anymore, right? Or you might notice like my kitchen is dark before we had it painted. But I will be also uploading older videos. So in that, I plan on doing like maybe a weekly live stream. I love doing our live streams. I just miss connecting with you guys so much. So I love doing the live streams. Like I could say, oh, I'm doing it like for you guys, but selfishly it's for me because I love connecting with you all. And I also will be just just posting another video each week on the week as well. So there'll be like 3 reruns, and Simone was like, everybody loved reruns. And it's like, so true. I loved reruns. Like when I was a kid, it was all about the MASH reruns, and it was all about, when I was a younger adult, I always watched all the Friends reruns and everything. So that's what it's going to be, because I want to get those videos back up on the channel, and I had like unlisted them all. So I have to do that. And I also, yeah. So, and the style of video that I'm putting out sort of like right now is more of a like sit down chat. Let's have a cup of tea and we'll talk about something. So the video I just recorded, like right before this call, is I was talking. And again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I have our membership. We have a call at 12. It's like a private Zoom call for people in the membership. So I will run a few minutes early just to like make another cup of tea. But I really do want to like answer your questions, and I just love love chatting with you guys. So the video I just made is talking about, and some of you know I've talked about the Solve It grid before, so I'm going to actually like put that up on the screen. I need to remember that because I'm like going to trying to do simpler editing. It's very hard for me. I like to do a lot of the editing, but I am trying to just sort of like be more of a normal human and just like chat with you while I'm sitting on my couch and enjoying a cup of tea. And we're just chatting about that topic. And then please let me know any topics you'd be interested in those domains of decluttering, cleaning, doing like schedules, like even routines, which is part of the Tidy Mighty Club. That's like the first half. And then simple living, caring for your body, mind, and spirit, and then rest and rhythm. Those are, and actually, there was a lady, she's almost done decluttering her house, and she said she wanted to stay in the membership. And she was like, do you have like another tier? And I was like, well, no. But now I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I could incorporate that, like the rest and rhythm and caring for your body, mind, and spirit, and you know, simple living. So I think like ultimately, like my goal is like creating space. And yes, once a nurse, always a nurse. It is so true. Kim, she'll be at the Zoom. She's like, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea before the Zoom. Yeah, it's just I I don't know if it's just like where I am in life, like that the kids are I just have one left. He's 16. I mean, I do have my 18-year-olds living here right now, but you just know like life is changing. And at the same time, like I just have so much regret where I'm like, did I work too much? Was I too busy? And I don't know. The cats, they'll get more attention. But and also like I'm at in a season now, my husband's been working a ton of overtime and it actually feels really good to take care of him. I feel like for decades, I was like fighting against the idea that he, could use extra help. Like meanwhile, at the moment, I actually have the time and space that if he's getting up at 3:30 in the morning and then home at 7 p.m., I could probably make his lunch for him now that I don't have little kids that I'm making lunches for and stuff. So it feels so good. It feels so good to be like taking care of him in that way. And then a lot of you know that I washed his keys in the laundry a few years ago. And so he took his laundry back, which I was not upset about. But I have been helping him with his laundry right now, although I'm like so worried that I don't want to wash anything. But I'm like, I am the type of person where I take my clothes off, I go through my pockets then. He's not that type. And it's like everything he does, I'm like, you do everything the hard way. Why do everything the hard way? Like you just make it so hard on yourself. So, but yeah, ladies, please let me know before we go what is a good. And I know that I probably shouldn't even ask that, but maybe I'll make a poll because I know it's pretty late right now because I've got like Susie in the Hebrides. She would normally be here, but it's very late where she is in Scotland. So, what is a good time for a Zoom call for you guys? The earliest I would probably do would be 10 a.m. Pacific, just the way I have my mornings very quiet and cozy. Um, so 10 or 11 Pacific, and also what day? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, let me know. Probably not Mondays, but maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, let me know. And it's just so, it's so funny. Like when in life, sometimes you just know the right choice when you're like, oh my gosh, like it just feels so good. I feel like I literally am just like back with all my friends and we're hanging out. And it was a weird summer. It was just an experiment, but it was good to be back and fall. And I think next summer I might just do live streams or something. I don't know. Summer's so weird. And in my niche, like this niche with the decluttering, 7:30 in the UK. In the Outer Hebrides? Okay. Well, I know she's also got other stuff going on. Not that I'm like, "Where is Susie?" Although I am kind of like, "Where is Susie?" Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Jane. I forgot about that. But yeah, I like all of your content ideas. That's wonderful. Thank you. 10 Pacific, Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you, Patricia. Um, But yeah, I think, yeah, in my niche though, in the summer, like nobody really is that interested in like decluttering and minimalism. So like even in our membership, a lot of people they're like struggling to get through it, but they did. A lot of them did. Meg says 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, good to know. That works for me. Um, all right. Well, ladies, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, as a lot of the Tidy Mighty Club members are, and we'll meet them on oh my gosh, I just bit my tongue on the Zoom. Um, and yeah, it was so good to chat. So we'll do this next week. And I hope something great happens for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.